5-minute trap. Five-minute trap. Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, my pandas. Welcome to the live stream. Glad that you guys can join us. I'm Buy Money. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys fill out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think it's gonna be. We're just wrapping up the pre-market show. Rutin Bambutin. Ooh, what a cool name. Rutin Bambutin. Thanks for becoming a panda. Do appreciate. Make sure you guys enjoy your green name, enjoy your two-legged poet badge, enjoy your panda emoticons, and also enjoy the pre-market show. You have free access to it now. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Corsi, Zakaria, second entry long. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining. Yeah, make sure you guys fill out the poll. Let me know what kind of day you think it's gonna be. Also, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Helps other streamers or other viewers find out about this channel, especially those who are just beginning to learn about price action trading, about futures trading. They want to follow someone live. Imagine when you first started. I wish I had this when I first started. And you scalping that like button helps others discover this channel, especially those who are beginning. Maybe you're like, I didn't have it when I began, so I'm not going to give it to other people in the beginning, so you're not going to scalp that like button. But for those who are generous and want other people to know about this channel, go ahead and scalp it. Helps out this channel a lot and also helps others find out about this channel. So you're not only helping us here, but you're also helping those who are potentially looking for stuff like this. I'm Buy Money. Literally, welcome to the only stream that trades a two-legged pullback live for you. A lot of you guys heard about it, but a lot of you guys have not seen it. But we're gonna trade it here every single day at 9 o'clock, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. Market's about to open soon here. And pre-market analysis, man. I mean, overnight session, we're just going back and forth, big trading range. So surprisingly, usually when that happens. Not usually, but there are times when this happens, trading range throughout the entire pre-market, and then finally, when the market actually opens, it because it's breakout mode, it actually breaks out. It starts to trend very strong. Now, which way will we trend? Today, we could create an inside bar. I'm just curious what's going to happen here because technically, this is the daily chart here. Technically, A, B, C, A, and if that fails to continue to go down, then we're gonna have a failure, second entry failure, short failure, and this could potentially create a trap. The only problem is for me is that this is first break a trend for me, and even if that traps, I'll still be looking for a short trade to break this new low, and it could trap and actually can go above this pivot high. That wouldn't surprise me, and as long as it doesn't go above this pivot high, right, this pivot high, or even this pivot high, in my opinion, we're still looking for that new low. If we start to break above these, I'm thinking new all-time highs. But right now, as long as we don't break yesterday's high, we don't trigger that trap. If you guys don't already follow or subscribe, make sure you guys subscribe because I released a video over the weekend talking about what I think might happen this week. And I think, so I said, even if this does trap, since I'm looking for a new low, I'm actually looking for something like this because we have this trend line working for us. And this trend line, we can see we already have a hit perfectly off of it. And if we get it, we might bounce off of it again with a failed trap to the upside, and we're trying to go down. So we'll see what happens. But I released a video over the weekend explaining this is what I think might happen on the daily chart for the two-legged pullback. Right now, the 10K chart does not look good. As in, it doesn't look bullish. It looks bearish, the 10K chart, but we shall see. Right now, I mean, in my opinion, we are in a trading range. Obviously the trading range indicator also helping us identify this trading range. But when I look at the price action here, I don't know. Hard to say. The way I would read this right now is this is first break of trend here, and we're looking for a new high. That's how I would read this right now. Right, especially with this 3 here, looking at an uptrend, 2 pushes down, and now we're looking for a new high here, right? First break of trend. That's how I would read this right now, and I'm gonna wait for that. $10K does do something here. The 10K chart, we're bouncing off of the 20 EMA right now. Something interesting here happens because you have a failed second entry short that fails here and reversing now. And so my only short trade I'll take is a trap to the downside, as in we have a B, C pattern, and if this makes less than a point and reverses, then I would consider a short trade. Otherwise, I'm still looking for that new high. Market just opened, pandas. I'm gonna close up this poll. Thanks for participating and engaging to the poll. Honestly, thank you for anyone who drops a GM and location in the chat, because that helps out the stream a lot as well. Your engagement helps out tremendously. I'm gonna skip this trap even if it does trap. I'm still looking for that new high. A new low was created from this break of trend, right? So we had this break of trend to new low. So in my opinion, this downtrend could be over, but we shall see. We shall see. We do have a failed second entry long here that triggers, bounces off of that 20 EMA, and we might get a strong push up here because this might fail here. We'll see. Or we might come back down to the bottom of the trading range. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Either way. Just sitting on my pause. No clear direction for me. Just waiting. This is a failed trap here. I'm looking for a new high. And I'll be looking for a two-legged pullback somewhere along the way. Right, either a two-legged pullback trap or a second entry short trap, or failed second entry short, or strong push up and a two-legged pullback back up. They actually look very similar. The setups look very similar. It's just the context is going to be a little different. Right, we're looking for a strong push up, two-legged pullback, or even a weak push up and a failed second entry short. Either way, I'm interested. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. But because we're reading price action here, like these things are very nuanced. Very specific things we're looking for when it comes to a setup here. Two-legged pullback forming on the 10K chart. But like I said, I'll only trade a second entry, failed second entry long here if it happens. Just sitting on my pause, still very choppy in my opinion. We are going down and we are pushing for a new low, right? We got break a trend, looking for a new low. We got 4 pushes down so far. And if we don't reverse here, in my opinion, it's kind of the place where we have to reverse. If we don't reverse here, we're, probably heading back to the bottom of the trading range. Or even yesterday's close. But trading range makes sense to me. We do have a lot of hits here. Otherwise, pretty much, sitting on my pause. I got no setups here. Nothing I like here so far that I really like. That I could say like, okay, that's a 90% trade. We have a bigger channel here working for us. In my opinion, this definitely broke trend, new low. Try to push new high, double bottom, higher, right? Higher, low, double bottom. Reverses, makes a new high from this break of trend finally. Took a long time. And we may be in a downtrend now, right? Because with that break of trend, kind of on the bigger time frame here. Bouncing off of potentially yesterday's close, or Friday's close, sorry. Let me say good morning to some of you guys as this is developing here. I don't have any setups I like right now. Good morning, guys. Speedy Boy, good morning. Bio Crew, good morning. Shinigami, good morning. Bio Crew says, Thomas Wade gave you a shout out the other day for introducing him to the 10K tick chart. I'm glad it's helpful for him. Let's go, baby. Do appreciate his shout out. Hey, us people, us day traders, right? Trading two-legged pullback, we gotta stick together. Gotta stick together. We win trades. Good morning, Panda. Let's make some money. Make some money. What's money? I don't know what money is. All we make is bamboo here. Speedy boy from London, UK. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Just pin the message. For those who don't know, we trade absolutely risk-free here using Apex Trading. We got the second entry long triggering on the 10K chart, and I'm looking for that trap trade to the downside here. Why am I not looking for a long trade here? Maybe I should have looked for a long trade. We do have a break of trend here, and I was looking for a new low, thinking we might break a new low here. So even taking this 3 might be worth it, but really, you got 1, 2, 3 points, 3-point scalp. Another thing is this reversal fails here. This 3 fails here, pushing down, looking for a new low still. That's why I didn't really want to go long here. Looking for that new low. We do hit this channel, the top of this channel. Looking for a new low now. I figured that we had the wrong the trend line, but I mean, this could have been the right trend line here, and we could have got the break of trend to new low. 5 pushes down, could be possible here. To me, since it's this trading range, I'm thinking we're gonna come back to the bottom range looking for a new low. So I'm thinking right now. So I'm not gonna look for any second entry longs here. Looking for a failed second entry long. Something like this. Looking for something like that right now. But in my opinion, there's no conviction in the market, right? I don't know if there's strong uptrend, strong downtrend. It just looks a little confused to me, right? The fact that we're going like through the EMA here like this, through the EMA here now again, makes me feel like trading range still, and just clear. We don't have a clear direction yet. We jump over to 5-minute. We have one strong bear bar, actually almost indecision bar, and then a strong bear bar, and then an inside bar. So, you know, I've seen days where we stay inside the first bar in the 5-minute for like 2-3 hours. Like we'll stay in this range here for like 2-3 hours, and I've seen that before. You know, just the market's so indecisive, but we'll see. I'm not sure if that range is big enough to do something like that, but all in all, I have no idea what's happening. And if I don't know what's happening, I typically just don't trade. If we get a strong breakout, then we're thinking maybe we're gonna break out to the upside. Looking to trigger the failed second entry short on the daily. Or we could be looking for a inside bar. Basically, I'm saying all these things, Pandas, because these are all the things that I'm running through, all the scenarios I'm running through. Because when it does happen, I want to anticipate it and trade accordingly. Because right now, I do not know what's happening. We do have a potential trap trade to the long side, and this could have been the setup here. Right? Break a trend here to new low. We may have a nice trade here. Will I take this trade? Outside bar reversal, skipping, but that is a reversal pattern. It's a reversal pattern of this downtrend currently. It's not a bad trade. I still don't think it's a bad trade. You have a perfect scalp already right there. I'm just saying on the higher time frame, we're looking for a new low. But technically, I guess technically, yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, top of the trading range, hard for me to go long right into there. I do not like to go long on top of trading ranges. You are able to scalp out there, but I think that shows you the power of traps. how strong traps are. Context wise, I'm not sure where we're at. Short time frame, we can say this is a break of trend, but I would most likely just use this as my trend line and wait for this to break. We do have a reversal pattern with no follow through. Basically failed reversal again. Interesting. Sitting on my pause. Waiting. I think we're gonna have a strong push down here, Panis. I think we're gonna look for a new low. A new low, like breaking these lows, in my opinion. I think, personally. But we're waiting. We're just waiting here. We do have a wedge playing out here. We shall see what happens to this wedge. Just waiting. Another push up here. This could be first break of trend here, looking for a new high now. Or convert to spiking channel. In any sense, we just don't have a setup. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Truly do. Let me know in the chat if you guys did anything interesting. Or let me know in the chat, when you feel a little burnt out with trading, what's your go-to thing you do to reset that mental capital? We are getting a new high up here. So this reversal does something interesting, reverses and breaks this low. So swing traders who are trying to swing this, right, are all stopped out, but those who are trying to swing from this pivot low are still in. And we do have a gap here. Just realized we do have a gap here. Two pushes up. We could have a strong push up here. Looking for a new high here. Right, for this break a trend. Break a trend. Reversal. Right. And just in general, this break a trend. Looking for a new high here. So this is like a very characteristic of a trading range, where you just kind of have a difficult time to figure out how we're trending. It's like oftentimes both the uptrend and downtrend are playing at the same time, and so that's what kind of creates these trading ranges, because both of them are playing out and they're kind of battling it out to see who's going to win. But right now I feel like uptrend and downtrends are running, just mainly because we're still in the range of that first, well, we did break above it, but that first 5-minute candle, you know, we're kind of like bouncing in and out of there right now, bouncing around in there. So within trading ranges, you oftentimes have both uptrends and downtrends playing at the exact same time. It's very difficult. When that happens, typically I have to wait for like trap trades, essentially. Like I only really feel comfortable with trap trades, because I just never feel confident in any trend, because especially if the top of the trading range like this, it's hard for me to go long here. Even though we have like nice setup in the immediate context, like, you know, just a nice two-legged pullback here in the uptrend, something like this, or, you know, I was reading it like this: first break a trend and looking for that new high. Got a new high. So here I would actually be looking for a failed second entry long here to go short. I wouldn't go long here, I would go short here. That'll be my inclination. Jar Jar says I had some bomb pho this weekend. Just sitting on our pause, no setups. We're trying to find a good setup to come to us. We're not going to chase any setups here. Also, I realized, Pandas, not all of you guys trade the two-legged pullback. So I'm curious to know what strategies you guys use. If you guys don't use the two-legged pullback, or if you use it in conjunction with other strategies, I'm curious to know what you guys do. So Throw in the chat if you guys use any other strategies other than two-legged pullback. I'm curious. Not that I would really probably use it, but I'm curious to see the, you know, the makeup of the traders here, to see, you know, like what you guys are interested in. If you guys are interested in indicators, so forth. Sitting on my pause here. We do have the first break of this spiking channel here, and I'm looking for a new high or test of this high on the spiking channel. This higher low setup may be tempting to go long into, but just sitting on my pause is very difficult. Like, when the market starts to look like this, it's very confusing for me. So I'm just gonna sit on my pause. Outside bar reversal does trigger here. Does push up. Looking for the new high, right? That first break of the spiking channel happens here. Looking for that new high. It's already 2 legs up here, as in A, B, C, where I got 2 pushes up, so this could be a lower high setup, and you can risk that trade. I'm gonna look for a new high and just sit on my pause. I'm in no rush right now. Yeah, I'm just reading your guys' comments and seeing that a lot of people have different type of strategies here, and that's amazing. I would take a trap trade to the long side here, pandas. Looking for that new high of this break of this channel. As long as we don't get like a doji bar, I look to go long here. Terrible signal bar to go long. Pass. Passing that. Raphael Zimmy says, I traded pure price action with only EMA. Oof. That trap trade fails immediately, and we're pushing down hard. Very hard. Already scalp out right there. It's confusing. Okay, we have an outside bar reversal here. We actually had an outside bar reversal here. Doesn't go very far. Outside bar reversal here. Pops up. Stops you out. And now you're wondering what's happening here. Very confusing. Shinigami Gamer X says he uses the MCB, the MICB. Mentalic says spinning the coin head for long, tail for short. That's actually kind of funny because you can actually maybe win that way. You might be better than a lot of us. Just watching here, pandas. I mean, look at the 10,000 tick chart. We are confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars. Potential trap trade to the downside. All right, this is a failed attempt to go long, right? Reverse the market, or really continue the original trend, and we might fail there and get a strong push down. We just triggered on the 10K chart. Just sitting on my pause though. Very confusing. In my opinion, it looks like we're going down. Definitely looks like we're going down. I might take a trap trade to the downside here. Give me a trap to the downside. Give me a failed second entry long in this area, and I'll gladly take it. Come to Papa. But looks very confused. The market looks very confused right now. I needed to give me my setup here. I need a failed second entry long. Right, 2-legged pullback, A, B, C, failed second entry long. I'm trying to go short. That's what I'm looking for right now, because I'm thinking I'm coming back to the bottom trading range with this price action. But right now, the market is being stingy. It's not giving me my second entry long here. It's trying to pull back. It's trying to give it to me, right? It's trying to pull back, but the bears are too strong. They're saying, nope, we're just coming in with limit orders. We're not even giving you your failed second entry long here. They're not going to give it to us. They're being stingy here. Still have this gap here, waiting for the gap to fill. Technically, the gap is, in my opinion, here. Just watching, pandas, just watching. Okay. We got a second entry, failed second entry long here potentially, and I may be interested in this, pandas. Scalps out to the long side underneath the 20 MA. Will I be interested in this 3? Only with a good signal bar. I need a big wick. Not interested. Just sitting on my pause. No setups for us. Only setup at this point is I would look for a second entry short. In my opinion, this is break a trend. If we try to retest this high with a lower high double top off the top of the trading range, my target is the bottom of this trading range, looking for that new low here. That's what I'm thinking right now. With a strong push up like this, you know, market's confusing to me. Strong push up, 2 strong bull bars in a row. The immediate context says otherwise. Very difficult. Strong push up, definitely looking for that new high. So I might have read this wrong. Maybe this was the first break of trend, unsure. I mean, you got the moving average gap here. We made that new high now. We could also, maybe it did play out and it just really failed to make a strong downtrend, or we have this setup here, break a trend to new low, and looking for a strong reversal up, and now we're just in the uptrend. What's my 5-minute saying? 5-minute is also very confused. We do have a 2-legged pullback on the 5-minute chart. It's an A, B, C pattern, and the next reversal will be a second entry short. We got the strong push up with multiple bull bars in a row, and we did not fill this gap. This gap still exists. Makes me think this is a very strong uptrend. Actually makes me think it's a very strong uptrend. And we have another gap here now, and the reason why I think it's a strong uptrend is because the bulls were so eager to jump in. They did not even allow it to come back to fill this gap. And we got eager bulls here. We got eager bulls. You're typically thinking strong bull trend because bulls are trapped out, right? Bulls who wanted to enter in, they were probably waiting for the limit order around here, and the eager bulls were just too strong and they came in. So showing us the eagerness of this reversal right now, or this breakout, makes me feel like we could be on a strong uptrend today, like a very strong uptrend until proven otherwise. Right now we're in breakout mode, so I'm not looking for a short trade. I'm looking for a long trade here, pandas. Even though we do have this break of trend to new high, this move here with this gap makes me feel like we could go up. We could have a bull trend right now, right? Clearly above this trading range, right? We could not even come back to the bottom trading range. Multiple bull bars in a row, right? Ending near their highs. The price action for me is telling me we may be in an uptrend now, and I'm just looking for a setup, and until proven otherwise. Maybe we have a strong push back down, and now just say, okay, I'll reassess my my bias or my premise, figure out what's going on. Looking for a second entry long here. A, B, C. It may not even go that much more than a point here because we could reverse and just shoot down. That could happen. But that's why we have stop losses, right, pandas? Like, we won't lose any more than our signal bar. And just it is what it is. I may swing trade here, actually. I may have a swing trade and see what happens. I may do a 1 scalp plus 1 runner here. I'm going to trade 2 because I'm going to swing this. See how high this uptrend goes. I don't like how these overlapping bars are creating my 2-legged pullbacks. Very choppy. A, B, C, but potential 2-legged pullback here to go long. I don't like how it's forming, right? It's just kind of overlapping. Right? I don't like when it overlaps like this, creating my second entries. Because on a smaller time frame, this is simply just a trading range. Unless we get a nice signal bar down here, I think we break it back into the trading range. That'd be nice. But right now, I have a mindset of going long. inside bar. Market is still confused. Pushing up higher, right? Breaks that inside bar to the upside, and there is a trading strategy around this inside bar. You basically just put it one tick above the inside bar, one tick, and put your, put an entry one tick below here. See which one triggers first. And you're just thinking like this is a small triangle, right? Inside bars are just triangles on smaller time frames. It's a little teeny triangle here. 50% chance to break out either side, and 50% chance to reverse after it breaks out. But if your risk reward is right, and if you manage your capital correctly, you can actually make money with that, in my opinion. I'm just setting my pause. I have no setups right now. Clearly. Interesting. You don't want to see candles like this when you're long, right? You don't want to see candles with big wicks above it. You don't want to see candles like that. It actually scalps out immediately right there. Potential reversal trade here, but I wish it was closer to the 20 EMA. It's a little too far away from me now. And the reason why I don't like to enter far away from 20 EMA because the 20 EMA acts as a magnet. And so even if we pop up here, you have that force from the 20 EMA, that magnetic pull to pull down the market into it. And so even if we pop up, chance to come back down, especially when we're choppy like this, indecision. Kellyanne in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Richard Harris making some bamboo. Let's go, baby. Pushing down. Have entered 0 trades so far. When the market looks like this, very confusing to me, and it just doesn't. I just okay, strong push down. My premise is about to change, thinking instead of strong uptrend, who knows what happens here. The market's still very confused. It's a failed breakout of this trading range. It's just annoying because it looks like a strong uptrend. Let's get a trend line here going. I don't know how I'm gonna even draw this one. Could be like this, but I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like this trend line. Seems arbitrary to me. Still have these gaps here, so very confused. Right, strong push up, and then just reverses. It's kind of pretty strong push down. Doesn't match this one, but we still have a gap here, so it's like technically we're still in an uptrend, and it just doesn't. It's just like a sus uptrend. I don't know. But yeah, like I mentioned, you don't want to see bars like this when you're a bull. When you're a bull, you see a bar like this, you're kind of like, maybe I'll just get out of my trade because that's a little sketchy. That's a little sus. Ugh. Sitting on my paws, man. That's no idea what's happening here. Let's see. Swing traders made money here for sure. Yeah, they made money right there. You see that little bounce right there from the swing traders? 2 times risk reward. Climbing right back up. We made this big, right? We'll call this a bear trap, right? It looked like it was going to reverse here, and instead it gets matched. And so, Premise is back to uptrend, pandas. I'm just like bipolar right now. Some may call me a bipolar bear. Sorry, that was super cringe. But essentially, I have no idea what's happening. I mean, we had these gaps here, and I am recognizing an uptrend. And I would like to trade an uptrend here. Break a trend, right? Moving average gap here. I'm not sure if these mean much, but I'm looking for a new high. But I don't have a setup regardless. I don't have a setup. Something interesting happens here, and the devil's in the details. I'm not sure if it's going to last, but there is a gap here. It got hit and filled perfectly and reversed pretty strongly. We'll see what happens here. I'm looking at the higher time frames right now, and I see that we're clearly above the 20 EMA like this. And when we have a hard time breaking beneath the 20 EMA, I typically don't like to go short into that unless we break clearly the 20 EMA on the higher time frames. I typically don't like to look for shorts. 5 minute also, now we're above the 20 EMA. We may trigger a second entry short on the 5 minute here very soon. Hester K says, why didn't you go to Las Vegas with Matt? Hester K, how do you know I didn't go to Las Vegas? How do you know? Looking sketchy. I am not sure what's happening here. I mean, we do have a small little gap that gets filled perfectly right here, and that makes me wonder why the bulls couldn't fill that gap. I mean, they filled it perfectly and bounces off of it, and it makes me think that there were eager bears here with limit orders right at the low right there. They said, oh darn it, we missed this big move down. If it comes back up, I'm for sure coming back in, and they come with limit orders right there. This is all too confusing for me. Answer K says you're not talking about it. I mean, you didn't mention it. That's true. I didn't go. I didn't go to Las Vegas. I mean, sorry. If any of you guys went to Las Vegas, let me know how it is, how it was. If you guys went to Trades by Matt meetup, I'd love to know how that was. Nasir Rahimi, as we were waiting for a setup, Nasir Rahimi dropped some entertainment for us with this excellent joke. He says, what goes black, white, black, white, black, white? A panda rolling down a hill. Let's go, baby. Lee Crabtree asked, do you golf? Kind of hard to golf in the bamboo forest, but I do like to go to the range. I've never actually hit a course. This gap's making me feel like something's happening here. I just don't know what. I mean, the higher time frames, pandas. Look at this. It's just like painfully trying to hold, right? It's like the 20 EMA. It's like has a world on its shoulder right now, and it's just trying to hold this market up, right? No closes really beneath the 20 EMA, even though we kept poking beneath it. And it's just like, it's like Atlas holding up the world right now on his shoulders. And it's painful right now. The 10K chart is showing us we're clearly above the 20 EMA. But I just don't know. It just, even if we're above the 20 EMA, it doesn't look strong. Like typically, you know, trends look like this, right? We kind of know we're in an uptrend when we see this kind of price action. Just doesn't even touch the 20 EMA and it reverses off of it. Doesn't even touch it, reverses off of it. That's how strong the uptrend is. But this is painful, pandas, right? This can like, it's like a dam about to like break and fall. So I'm just sitting on my pause here. I have no setups that I like at all. Carl Herman says Top Golf. I actually enjoy Top Golf. It's like bowling to me. All right, pushing up higher. Hard for me to go long here. Not the best signal bar, plus below the 20 MA. And looks like we're testing that gap. That gap is gone now, and looks like we're in an uptrend. This is hard to tell. I just have no idea what's happening here when it looks like this. Oh, are we in an uptrend? We just created a huge wick right here. Testing this double top, right? Testing this extreme. Man, that's what is going on. We could look at this, break a trend to new high here, and we could be in a downtrend now. This is how confusing it is, but we are, in my mind, like have this upwards bias. Like we keep grinding upwards here, but that grind, it doesn't give me confidence that I feel like we're really going long. I have a strong bull trend today. Andrew Gibson says, am I going to be flat my entire first day on the PA account? Let's go, baby. He got funded. I'd love to put this poll up here. I just threw up a poll. Let me know where you guys are with Apex. If you guys are thinking about Apex, are you guys doing your evaluation? Are you funded, or have you not started yet? If you haven't started, what is the holdup? This is painful, pandas. Very painful. I have no idea what's happening here. We're just slicing in and out of 20 MA right now. Make sure you guys are scalping that like button. I know I haven't made a trade yet, but for those who are just joining, I'm Bye Money, and welcome to my stream. I'm glad that you guys can join us today. I am the only person trading live, pure price action when it comes to two-legged pullback. We trade the emini every single day here, starting from 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. And I love trading with this community. I'll just say that right now. We also trade 100% risk-free. And if you guys don't know how we do that, currently we are trading funded accounts with Apex, and that means that you're trading someone else's money. Apex is a prop firm that will give you funded accounts if you can pass their evaluation. And the evaluation, it could be difficult because there's a trailing drawdown. But other than that, you know, the evaluations, in my opinion, you should be able to pass them. If you know what you're doing, you should be able to pass them in a reasonable amount of time. And yeah, and the only thing you have to pay for is that evaluation fee, really. And then you have like the monthly fees you pay for the PA account just for data. It's like an $85 flat fee, so you don't pay the evaluations anymore, of course, once you get funded. But you know, you just pay $85 a month to pay for data and also licensing. It's even better, even more risk-free, because there is a 50% off code if you look at the bottom of your screen, and there's a link in the pinned message in the chat. And basically it you know, gives you 50% off, and it makes it like you can get $150,000 account with $150. Just an initial investment of $150. You have the potential to get a $150,000 account, and in my opinion, that is a steal right now. This is a steal right now, in my opinion. Yeah, Gary Burke is 100% correct. says you should watch the video about the trailing drawdown. I would recommend it. You do not do it unless you understand the trailing drawdown. Two PG too soon. One aloha from Hawaii. Gary Burke says started Apex eval today. Seems like a great deal. Let's go, baby. Again, Pandas, I have no idea what's going on. I mean, potentially this is a triangle, right? We have a triangle here forming, and that was a failed breakout of the triangle, and we can come back down and break to the bottom side. I just, you know, when we're above the 20 MA like this on the 10K chart, I'm hesitant to go short. And if you're gonna go short, in my opinion, you should swing trade that. Just swing it, because you're looking for like a low probability trade. That means you need good risk reward. If you're gonna go short here, right on the second entry short on the 10K chart, in my opinion, you have to swing trade this. Maybe, you know, at least, I mean, 2 times risk reward is the typical target, and your 2 times risk reward here is down here. So let's see if the 10K makes it 2 times risk reward, but I actually would go short here on a trap trade to the downside. Only on a trap trade, really. This is too much support on the 20 MA. If we break below, I'm too scared we're gonna come right back above it. But I mean, notice, Pandas, there's no traps on the 10K chart. Every single two-legged pullback on the 10K has made a point. So gap still exists here. Absolutely amazing. Bill Jesso says, if I convert it to Discord through PayPal, where do I get the number? Don't worry about the number. When it comes to those who are joining, so last week we started the two-legged pullback Discord. That gap just filled, so I'm no longer interested. I'm interested in this gap still. Those who become super pandas have access to the two-legged pullback Discord. If you're joining through I should put a note in that, but if you're joining through the YouTube membership, then just message, well, you don't have to message, you automatically will get your access to the two-legged pullback Discord if you connect your YouTube to your Discord. So you have to sign in Discord, you have to connect it, and there's instructions in the description of the membership of how to do that. So make sure you watch that video to tell you how to connect your YouTube to your Discord, and that's the only way Discord can know what membership you have when you have a membership on YouTube. That's the only way it can connect. It has to connect to the API, and so make sure you connect on your YouTube through Discord in their instructions, so you automatically will get access to that, to the Discord. And if you guys don't know, the two-legged pullback Discord, basically, you know, we continue to trade off stream here, and we continue to talk about setups. We have a community there to answer questions, and everyone kind of learning about the two-legged pullback. People who've been trading two-legged pullback for a long time, like seasoned traders. It's a good mix of people there, beginners and some intermediate to expert. And so if you guys are interested, become super pandas and you get access to that two-legged pullback Discord. That was a trap trade, a little too far away from the 20 MA. Otherwise, I'll be pretty interested in that trap trade, but a little too far away from 20 MA. Plus, it triggered actually with this nasty outside bar, right? Outside bar reversal, and I didn't like that. You got doji, and we could push down strong here. I just didn't like the setup, so I'm just skipping it. Uriel Cohen, good morning. Joining us kind of late today. Uriel, welcome to the stream. So yeah, make sure you guys take full advantage of that coupon BBM50. It's a deal. I mean, it's a deal. I mean, if you're just starting, even it's a deal. Like in my opinion, like if you're just starting to trade, like it's not even a bad thing to try, because honestly, you have you know, putting a little, like, well, if you just begun, I would say trade sim and prove yourself through sim at least, bare minimum, and then I would jump to an evaluation, jump into a Apex account, start an evaluation, and just trade small, because you're putting that little money in. It kind of adds that pressure, and it makes it very clear the goal, and you cannot lie to yourself, you cannot cheat, because you have the Rhythmic third-party software to keep you accountable, right? It basically audits your trades, and so it kind of has someone there to, it's like kind of someone there to like say, okay, like, you know, you shouldn't be trading like you hit your trailing drawdown, or you're trading too large. So Turtle Toe says, what's an outside bar reversal? I've coined the term outside bar reversal. Some people call it engulfing bar, but in my opinion, outside bar reversal is a little more nuance to it, because outside bar reversal basically triggers when there's two reversals in one outside bar. And so I use that term. For instance, you have here an outside bar reversal. You see here that it pops up here, and within the same bar it reverses again. So this triggers the up leg, right? Because you have a down leg here. Now this next reversal triggers the up leg, but by one tick, reverses, and that's an outside bar reversal. So actually, within this one bar, you actually have that second entry trigger with this bar here. And yeah, I typically skip outside bar reversals, and especially because in my opinion, outside bar reversals just means that it really depends on the context. If we're trending strong, or if I see a strong breakout, I would trade the outside bar reversal, thinking we're going to continue that breakout. But when you're choppy like this and you have outside bar reversal, it just means to me further proves that we're probably in a trading range, because outside bar reversals just on a smaller time frame is a failed breakout to a failed breakdown, you know, in my opinion. So that's just what outside bar reversals are for me on the smaller time frames. You gotta be pretty confident, you know, in outside bar reversal if you're gonna go. I got no setups here, pandas. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the price action, and the more I read it, the more confused I'm getting, just because it's confusing. We do have this gap here, and we are well into our trading range on the 10,000 tick chart, right? We are well in this trading range, and we're shooting for this 2 times risk reward on this signal bar. Are we gonna get it? I'm not sure, pandas. But I think because we are breaking below now, like we're halfway in this trading range, we have potential to come to the bottom of the trading range, pandas. I know it sounds insane to think, but we have potential to make it here. And I would take a trap trade here, pandas. I'll take a trap trade on 10K chart. And we do have a 2-legged pullback, A, B, C. And if we trap here, I'll take it, but it's gonna be a hard setup to happen. I'm not sure if it'll actually happen. But pandas can dream, right? Question is, will I take a second entry short here on the 2K chart? Will I take a second entry short here? That's a tough one. I wish we were closer to our key area. I'll feel way more confident if we're closer to here. This trap does fail, right? It doesn't make a point, actually. When it triggers, it makes less than a point. It makes 3 ticks. So it makes me hesitant to go short here, but I will take it on the 10K chart trap. Now, will I take the second entry long? The second pullback just triggered. Will I take a second entry long here? Maybe like this. But we do have we have this break here. Tough to say, you know, because I find like we could have support here, but man, oh man. I don't like this. I don't like how this looks like, because it starts to look like a little teeny trading range here, and if I go short here, I'm basically banking on a breakout, a breakdown here. The reason why I don't like to trade that is because most breakouts fail, right? Breakouts when it breaks out to the upside, breakdowns when it breaks down to the downside. I guess technically I should use the word break up, but I think that'll make a lot of you guys sad if I use that word. You're breaking up the market. You broke up with your girlfriend. Pushes down, second entry short does trigger with a decent signal bar actually. We fill that gap perfectly, and it looks like we have a failed breakdown here, and just a little too far away from 20 MA for me, and that is not what you want to see if you're short right now. Right, that is not what you want to see when you're short. Right, you have a perfect scalp trap here, and you're about to get trapped out if we break above this candle high. And it doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. At this point, I might even look for a trap to the long side. We break to the upside here. we actually have a trap to the downside. Wow, this is confusing, Pandas. I am just bewildered. Popping up here. Potentially could get a failed second entry long on the 10K chart, which is what I'll be looking for. Potential second entry long failure. Let's see if we get it. Potential failure on the 10K chart, and I will look to go short. Pushing strongly, right? We got a failed trap here and also a failed second entry short here. Pushing up higher now. No entries for me here. That is a Pikachu trade. Potentially wanted to enter that, but below the 20 MA, couldn't do it. Right, that's why I didn't want to go short here, Pandas. Even with a good signal bar, it's just that trading range, right? The failed breakdown, the trading range coming right back up. Right, those who went short there were trapped, and they got. So you guys might think I'm like really cautious, but I'm just trying to read the price action as best as possible here. You have this trend line. Potentially could be first break of trend. Looking for a new low still. This is why I'm so cautious, and this is why I haven't entered any trades. You might think like I'm doing it wrong or I'm not doing it right, whatever. This is why I don't enter any trades. This is why I haven't entered any trades yet. It's because, right, even if you were able to make 2 or 3 scalps here along this really choppiness, you would have just lost it right there. You'd have lost it all right there. Right? All your work that you got into, it would just be lost in one trade. In fact, you'd probably be red. Yeah, you would need 1, 2, 3, 4 scalps to be green. Right, that wipe out 4 scalps right there. Gary Burke mentions the higher low here. Yeah, maybe. Strong push up, Pandas. And you're wondering on the 10K chart, will you make that swing trade? Right, 2 times risk reward. Potentially you could still make it as long as you don't break above this high. Potentially you could still make it down here, but I don't know, Pandas. I mean, I guess new high. You know, this could be like a small. That's weird. This is not a spiking channel. It's just a weird uptrend right now. You know, I read it like this: break a trend to new high here, and just new high by 2 ticks, and then at that downtrend, looking for a potential trap trade here to the downside. Never triggers. In fact, it's failing and it's going back up, maybe making a new high here. So it could be something like this, where this is first break a trend, looking for a new high now. I mean, all I know on the 2K, we have a strong push up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bull bars in a row, clearly above the 20 MA. And with these failed traps or failed reversals here, this is confusing, Pandas. The thing is, the trading range is not very clear for me as well. It's not a very clear trading range in my opinion. I guess you can use these as your pivot low for your trading range now. Very confusing. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to mark the trading range. I don't know. It could be something like this. And that's the thing about That's the thing when it comes to price action. It's kind of hard to, like, these things are a little subjective. Like, when do we begin? Like, when you look at hindsight, you can obviously know, but when it comes to forward-looking information, it's very difficult to actually know that you're kind of guessing all the time. Like, these trend line breaks, micro trend lines, all these are kind of guesses, and you gotta just put probability on your side here. Once hindsight bias, but while it's forming, very difficult. That's why trading's hard. That's why 90% of traders lose money. I'd say there are a lot of things why traders lose money. The main reason, I think personally, is, well, first off, you have to have a system. And honestly, there are a lot of systems out there. This is just one of many. And I think, honestly, a lot of them are viable. A lot of viable systems. But the thing is, people don't know how to trade those systems in terms of how to manage your risk, how to manage your capital. You hear it all the time, but really until you grasp that, you will not become profitable. You have to know when to let go of trades. I think honestly, trading becoming profitable is not. It's actually both, right? You have to learn how to lose well, and I think that's what separates the good traders from the bad traders. The good traders know how to lose well. You will lose, and you have to learn how to manage your losses very well, and be okay with losses, and be okay with missing a good trade because you didn't like the setup, even though it might have broken out. Be okay with those things. You have to learn how to lose well, not only when you're in a trade, but when you miss a trade. You have to learn how to lose those well. And I would also have to say you have to learn how to win well, because if you don't know how to win well, it gets to your head, and then you will start losing tons of money on you'll have like a huge day, and then the very next day you'll lose you basically lose all your gains just because you didn't learn how to win well. Right? You start to stray from your system. You start to trade larger. You start to think like you are a master of trading, and you lose your profits. And in my opinion, you have to learn how to lose well within your system and how to win well within your system. Your mental capital, your psychological levels cannot hinder or influence your trading. You have to learn how to trade even with good wins and bad losses. You have a two-legged pullback here, pandas, but in my opinion, this is breakout mode. I almost want to go long here on a trap right off of this trend line. I actually may be interested in going long here because I'm looking for a new high at this point, and I think this is a good spot for it off this trend line if we can get it. And I'm looking for a new high here because this is probably the strongest trend I've seen, right? The most conviction I've seen in the market so far, and I'm looking to capitalize off of it. And it makes a micro double bottom, doesn't even give me my second entry short to trade this trap. So unfortunately, we don't get this setup I just drew out. This fails second entry short. We're not getting it at the moment. We may get it, but we're not getting it at the moment. All right, I needed to break below the previous candle's low by at least one tick. Dream Bigger says, risk 1 to 4 seems impossible to be profitable using 1 to 2 or closer to 1 to 1 myself. You think it's impossible because you probably don't understand the math behind it. The 1 to 4 is not impossible. Oftentimes you are risking 4 points on any signal bar. And if you want a 1 point scalp minimum, then you just have to be high probability. It's not impossible, but it's difficult because you have to be you have to be a 90% win rate trader. Now, for me, am I 90%? I'm not 90%. Because I also include scaling in, I also include swing trading in my strategy. And so I scalp, but if I see a good setup, I'll swing it. And sometimes I lose those swing trades, but sometimes I win them, and it decreases my win percentage. But in my opinion, I think overall profitability also increases because I don't mind losing some trades if there's like a good setup for a swing trade, because the risk reward was so good. So I don't mind having a lower win percentage if I include swing trades in my setups. This is a trap trade. I was looking for. Now we're below this trend line. I would like it better if we were above the trend line, and looks like the trap will disappear anyways. Well, we'll see. I'm not interested in trap right now like this. I liked it if we were actually able to hold this trend line. Like if that triggered here and we actually triggered up here, I actually would like that more. But now we might be in like strong push up, but what is this? You know, we're going back down. It's just, I thought we had strong conviction. I mean, my only setup may be two-legged pullback like this, A, B, C, back to the 20 MA and maybe make a new high. That's what I'm thinking here. We'll see, pandas. I think the lesson today is the market is confused, and because of that, it's hard to find a good setup, right? Because the market's constantly going uptrend to downtrend, sometimes even both at the same time. Very confusing. Potential two-legged pullback here. Let's get it. Just waiting. Pandas. I would like to trade to provide you guys some content here, but I'm just not going to take any trade. I see. I need to find a good setup here. I'm looking for that second entry long here, but market's being stingy. It's not gonna give it to us. If we break this pivot high, we lose our second entry long. Doesn't even give it to us, pandas. But that's the setup I wanted. Break a trend to new high, but clearly above the 20 MA. We can have a strong uptrend here. Either spike in channel, or we can adjust this to this, but we'll have to let a little more price action develop here. So typically when this happens, I'll look for a spike in channel somewhere like this, something like this. I'm not sure, but typically I'll look for a spike in channel when you see a breakout and then a continuation up like this. But we'll see. We'll see. Big gap here as well. Any surviving gaps? Pretty much my gaps have all disappeared. Fill that gap, and they try to fill it again. Fail to do so. Pushing higher, making new highs. Friday's highs right here. If we break this, actually triggers a trap on the daily. Got the first break of trend. Looking for a new high. Whew. And that new high was found. Was found very well. I wish I had a two-legged pullback here, pandas. I was looking for an entry long, and it just did not give it to me. And it just happens to be one of those days. I like the context. No setup though, unfortunately. Pandas. I kind of like it when Matt goes on vacation because I get a nice influx of new traders, new viewers here. So welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys can join us. Sorry that I have no trades. I just simply don't. I mean, I could completely change my strategy and enter some, trades that are not part of my strategy. But hey, we're sticking to one strategy here, keeping it simple as possible. Looking for two-legged pullbacks here. Do have another gap. Technically, actually, this gap is still here, right? Oh, it fills perfectly. It bounces off of it. That's right. It filled it perfectly, bounced off of it. It's a negative gap, according to Al Brooks, but still showing strength. Especially when you're watching that. When you watch that, you like spike down and bounce right back up. And when you see kind of like that quick movement, you're kind of like, something's wrong here. Something's interesting here. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Make sure you also subscribe so you guys can continue to follow. I did release a video on the weekend. Did you guys know that? Well, probably not if you didn't subscribe. I did release a weekend video special. Kellyanne says, there's no setups here. We should all be flat. Saying that if you guys have entered trades so far, you are doing it wrong. At least for me, when I saw this, when I'm reading this, I just don't have a good setup. I don't like what I see. Right now, apparently, it seems like we're in an uptrend. And so maybe looking for a long trade. But even if the uptrend, this is an uptrend, oftentimes, what Al Brooks will say, you get trapped out of this uptrend. You don't have any entries because you're trapped out of it. Just watching. I'm tempted to use a trend line like this, but according to our leg counting right now, we are still in a two-legged pullback after this first break of trend on this micro channel. This micro trend, so you have this break of trend to new high, but in my opinion, this is so steep that I think we're just in a strong uptrend. And I'm thinking market's always in long right now, and my only setup right now is a two-legged pullback off this trend line. Or off the 20 EMA. It'll probably kind of be close to each other, but even a setup like this is a little too far away for me, and unfortunately, I just cannot take a trade up here. Outside bar reversal. Let's see the 5 minute. Let's see if the 5 minutes giving us any new information here. All right, the 5 minute two-legged pullback does give us a nice little trade here. It's not enough for a swing trade, right? 2 times risk reward, but it is good enough for a 1 times risk reward. Right, you have a 1 times risk reward here. In fact, that's almost exactly what happens, and it reverses a 1 times risk reward. Break a trend to new high on the higher time frames. Ooh, hello. Two-legged pullback. We got a two-leggy here. Let's call these two leggies from now on. I'm taking this long. We got a two-leggy here. Signal bar is not the best. It's actually a bearish signal bar. It's a darn shame. What? No. Ooh, okay. I actually want to see that. Give me a good signal bar here. Give me a good signal bar. Give me a good signal bar, please. Market, please. Give me a good signal bar. What is this? In my opinion, this is first break of trend, and I'm not looking to go short here, but unfortunately, the market's not giving us anything good here. I mean, we're below the 20 EMA now. Boy, oh boy, what is going on here? I don't know. I just don't know. It's very confusing. Breaking below the 20 EMA, strong bear bars ending near the low. It makes me think whatever uptrend that we had is no longer uptrending, and whoa. I mean, when you see this, you're not thinking uptrend anymore. You know, you gotta be nimble here, and that is not something I want to go long into right now. But in my opinion, that is first break a trend. I mean, we could use this micro trend line, thinking that's a new high, right? Break a trend, new high. It's just confusing. I don't like that at all. And if that's the case, we can go short here, but confusing, man. This day is not it. I'll just say that right. This is not it. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if I just don't make a trade all day today. That is not looking good, right? This price action does not look good in my opinion. Strong push down. I'm definitely not going long here. I'm just saying that. Like, I'm actually more enticed to go short at this point. Yeah, we got that two-leggy. That two-leggy. Trap trade to the downside. I actually am more interested in this trap to the downside here. But I'm going to stick to my pause and think this is first break of trend. And I'm just unsure what's going to happen here. So I can't go short, in my opinion. I can't go long. It is too far from 20 May. It, in fact, scalps out right there. How annoying is that? It actually scalps out to the long side. Like, where is the conviction, right? Like, the bulls, like, you know, the bears aren't strong enough to stop this scalp here, letting the bull scalp out. You know, how dare they? It just doesn't make sense. This is insane. Just sitting on my pause now. I feel bad for Andrew Gibson. First day funded. Pandas, I see a lot of you guys are doing evals. A lot of you guys are funded, so congratulations. Just ended the poll. Man, you guys are doing amazing. I mean, a lot of you guys are funded. Can I just ask in the chat, if you haven't started yet, what is stopping you? What's stopping you? I would like to know. I'm personally curious. If you haven't started yet, what is personally stopping you for trading risk-free here? This could be a failed second entry long here. You could trade it like that. I'm gonna wait for a second entry long or second entry short here. The main reason being is because, in my opinion, this is first break of trend, and I don't like to continue the breakdown on the first break of trend. And I say that because of experience, just experience. You know, it could work out and it could be an amazing trade, right? It could work out like really nicely, and you could have a nice risk reward, and so be it. But in my opinion, you know, I'm looking for a test here. I am looking for a test here. Even if it breaks down pretty strong like this, right? If we start to continue to make multiple legs down, then okay, of course I'll reassess my premise. But when we have a first break like this, even though it's pretty strong, in my opinion, we're still within reason to come back and make a new high, in my opinion. Like, up to the point where actually my only trade right now is not even a short trade, it's actually a second entry trade long, right? Fail second entry short is actually a trade I'll be looking for in this level right here. It sounds weird that I'll be waiting for that, but that's actually what I'm waiting for. A failed second entry short above the 20 EMA to go long. Ryan Ruzic, maybe I'll add that option next time. Shinigami says, is Apex evaluation process easy? If you've never done it, I mean, it's kind of new to you, so you have to kind of set up a couple things. You have to set up like your rhythmic and set up like some connections, but all the details are, I think, well explained on the website. They even have videos, which is just incredibly helpful. And so just, but other than that, like if you're talking about is it hard to pass an evaluation, it really depends on your strategy. But in my opinion, I think they're very easy to pass. Like I personally think evaluations are very easy to pass, but I'm not trying to be cocky here, but I think it's in terms of like the rules of passing evaluation. Sure, you have the trailing drawdown, but that's it. That's all you have. That's the only kind of thing you have. You don't have like a daily drawdown limit. You just have that trailing drawdown, and I think it's pretty generous. You can trade as long as you trade appropriately, like for the risk that you need. So is it hard? It could be hard for some. I mean, I've been doing this for a little less than 2 years now, and so I've looked at so many charts. I've looked at, I've stared at the emini, like, let's just say that there's a reason why it's easy for me, because I've been doing this for a while. But if you're new, it's not going to be easy for you. I'll just say that. I don't think it'll be easy for you if you're new. Like I said, pandas, I'm looking for a failed second entry short here, and this may be a beautiful second entry long or second entry short for a lot of you guys. But in my opinion, this is first break of trend, and it could give you a nice scalp here, and it might be worth risking for you just because you really like how it looks like a strong push down, two-legged pullback, and we can have a nice short off of this trend line. But in my opinion, when I look at this, it's a little too ambiguous on if this is break a trend to new high, or if this is a trend and this is the first break of trend. So I'm going to sit on my pause here. I want one trade, pandas, before the day ends. I want one trade before the stream ends, and it's going to be a failed second entry short. In fact, if this actually scalps out and pushes down below this pivot here, or even below this pivot, I'm just going to end the stream. But if we get a nice trap trade to the long side here, I'll be interested in going long. Potential trap trade here, looking to go long here. That second entry short does trigger. I'm skipping this because I think that we have this break of trend to new scalps out. I may be interested in entering a 2 here if we get like a failed breakdown. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for me. It looks like most likely we'll make a new low here, and we are in a downtrend. Fortunately, I might have read that wrong. Maybe a little too conservative, but we could break below here. Now looking for that new low, thinking that we're in a downtrend, right? Clearly we need the 20 MA, and that does scalp out right there. But I've already explained thoroughly what I thought was going to happen, so that I didn't want to take that short, and it is what it is, pandas. And I missed that scalp, but it's all good. Pandas, hope everyone has an amazing rest of their day. No trades today, unfortunately, but still, I think that's a win, right? Because when you make no trades, there's a reason why you make no trades. I'm not making no trades just because I don't want to. I'm making no trades because I don't see a setup. If I don't see a setup, I'm not making a trade. And the fact that you know the setup well enough where you know when not to take it, I think is, basically if you know that, then you know when to enter trades. So, pandas, unfortunately, it's just we got no trades on the stream. But, hey, trade safe, everybody. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock for the pre-market show. So if you're a panda, make sure you join that pre-market show. I'm going to see you guys there. And we'll go over all my account statuses. We'll go over all my off-stream trades. So I make no trades here on stream, but I'll make trades off-stream. And also, if you're a super panda, make sure you join that Discord, because we'll go over our setups throughout the day. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Other than that, right, as always, happy trading and God bless. Bye.